very fact that I can dream, that I can imagine something in my head, sketch it out, and someone is wearing it, and someone is walking, bringing it to life. It is
magical.
It's magical. It is better than sex. Sorry, but yeah, so that's what it is. I'm sorry if it's inappropriate if there are kids here, but you better get used to it. Yeah. Going back to sexuality, sexual orientation, LGBTQ rights. I'm a gay man and a proud one. Very well. Okay. I have always been, because I've had that support. Okay. Being gay, homosexuality is an essence of who I am. It is because of that I think differently. It was because of that I was told I was different. It is because of that I do things like this.
If I were gay, then would you date with me?
If I was single, everyone is a possibility. How about that? All right?
तपाईले सुरुमा नै पुरा गर्नुभयो सपना देख्नुपर्छ र साकार गर्न सकिन्छ। यहाँ धेरैले हामीले यो सपना देखेपछि साकार हुन सक्छ भन्ने प्रेरणा पनि पाइरहेका छौँ। हजुर। तर तपाईले भन्नुभएको छ अब सपना आँखाले सपना देख्छ, मनले विश्वास गर्नुपर्छ र हातले काम गर्नु पर्यो। त्यो गर्यो भने तपाईले जस्तै सफलता पाउन सकिन्छ, सपना साकार हुन्छ र हाम्रो लागि तपाईले आफ्नो सपना पुरा गर्नुभएको छ, सफलताको शिखरमा पुग्नु भएको छ। सफलताको शिखरमा पुगेपछि तपाईले पहिलेको सपना पुरा भयो, अब कस्तो सपना सुरु हुन्छ, कुन सपना बाँकी हुन्छ र सफलताको त्यो चाहिँ नि शिखर भन्दा माथि जाने ठाउँ कहाँ छ?
सपना भन्ने चिज चाहिँ नि कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ भने जब सपना पुरा हुन्छ, सपना ठुलो हुँदै जान्छ। तर मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ, सपना मैले जुन देखेको छु मैले आफ्नो लागि मात्रै होइन, कम्युनिटी, मैले यहाँबाट देश, आफ्नो कम्युनिटी, अनि कसरी सपना मेरो चाहिँ नि कस्तो भयो भने बिफोर आई स्टार्ट द्याट आई वान्ट टु टक अबाउट सक्सेस है। सक्सेस भन्ने चाहिँ नि हाम्रो संसारमा चाहिँ कसरी इक्वेट गर्छ भने पैसा र फेम। कति फेमस भयो भने सक्सेसफुल, यति पैसा कमायो भने सक्सेसफुल। मैले चाहिँ तपाईँहरूलाई के भन्न चाहन्छु भने सक्सेस भन्ने चाहिँ नि आफ्नो डेफिनेसन हुन्छ। कसैलाई 100 रुपियाँले पनि सक्सेसफुल हुन्छ, कसैलाई $100 बिलियन पनि सक्सेसफुल हुँदैन। सबैभन्दा सपना देख्नेको सुरुवात गर्नुभन्दा पनि अगाडि चाहिँ नि आफूले के सोच्नु पर्यो भने सफलता के को लागि त? पैसा कमाउने के को लागि? आफ्नो लागि मात्रै पैसा कमाउने, आफ्नो लागि मात्रै सक्सेसफुल हुने, आफ्नो लागि मात्रै फेमस हुने, जुन त्यो सोच विचारले चाहिँ नि सबैभन्दा अनह्याप्पीनेस, दुःख नै त्यसबाटै आउँछ हैन? The minute you decide success is not just for you, your success affects everyone else, त्यसबाट नै it becomes easier to deal with it. तर मेरो सपना चाहिँ नि के छ भने अहिले चाहिँ सपना देख्नु नै छ हैन? Let's see how far I'll go. अब हेरौँ गर्ने उद्देश्य, इच्छा, आकांक्षाहरू धेरै नै छन् हैन? समयले साथ दिएको खण्डमा हेरौँ कहाँसम्म पुग्दो रहेछ। हेरौँ।
For your partner, we can see someone with you in a near future.
That's a really personal question. There are certain things I like to keep private. I'm the one who's decided to do this and become a public persona. My partner isn't. So I am in a relationship and a happy one. And a very, very happy one. Fulfilled, challenged. So yeah.
I'm happy to know that. Sad as well.
No, don't be sad.
So,
Future the king, who knows?
so it's my dream to hug you once. So do you think it'll come true?
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Fashion is like I'm porn चाहन्छु भनेर मम्मी बाबालाई भन्ने एकदम गाह्रो हुन्छ नि त. But nowadays actually because of social media and all the internet and all, अब अहिले चाहिँ के भन्नुहुन्छ भने अब fashion चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि पनि हैन, like go on Google and search for Prabal Gurung. He has said एउटा identity set गर्नुभएको छ. हामी उहाँसँग इन्स्पायर्ड भएर उहाँ जस्तै हुन चाहन्छौँ भनेर एउटा हामी एक्जाम्पल दिन सक्छौँ. अब बाबा मम्मीहरू पनि अहिले त अब इन्टरनेसनल कन्ट्रिजहरूमा पनि हुनुहुन्छ सो दे आर अवेयर अफ एभ्रिथिङ अनि सर्च गर्नुहुन्छ अनि इट्स लाइक सो मच इजी बिकज अफ यु के अनि एक्चुली तर हामी पढ्छौँ अनि वी विल गो थ्रु एभ्री कोर्सेस अफ फेसन डिजाइनिङ ब्याचलर्स डिप्लोमा एन्ड अल अनि तपाईँलाई चाहिँ म के सोध्न चाहन्छु भने एक्चुली होइन what do you think of Nepali fashion industry अहिले आएर होइन in this situation अहिलेको present situation what do you think about genuinely what do you think about fashion industry because being a fashion student and I'm just graduated अनि त्यसपछि अब हामी पढ्दा पढ्दा त we will be so much busy in assignments and all होइन we will be so much playing in it is very interesting education होइन मैले तपाईँलाई 8th क्लासदेखि when I saw you in a newspaper then I decided to study fashion designing अनि त्यसपछि so
Thank you for
from that day I decided to study fashion designing so there are a lot of students who have been inspired by you and joined the fashion designing industry. So what is perspective of you in the fashion designing in the present moment of Nepal?
Okay, first of all, I mean, you almost made me cry. I look at you and I see myself. You know, I see you. Okay, I want you to know this because where you are was exactly where I was. Okay, at least now you have. I didn't have a Prabal Gurung to look up to. Okay, I'll tell you this much. Not that I'm saying like anything else other than that. I had an extremely supportive mother, an extremely supportive sister, a brother, and also a father. You know. I was lucky about that. But more than that, what I also had earlier, as I said to you, was this dream and desire to not worry about what anyone else says and really do whatever I wanted to do. I've always been that. All my close friends know that about me. I'm a man of my own mind. You know, I'll do whatever. If I want to dance, I'll dance. If I want to sing, I'll sing. If I want to do whatever, you know. So what I'm telling you is, you have to believe in yourself that your dream is good enough, that you're good enough to make it however big you want it to go. The question for everyone and the thing to remember is, people talk about passion, people talk about hard work, people talk about dream and ambition. What people don't talk about is grit. Grit is this notion, this idea. How long are you willing to work hard for? Sometimes success comes like this, sometimes it takes more than 20 years. Are you still going to retain that passion till 20 years, 25 years? That is what's going to make you successful. And going back to the Nepali design scene, मलाई राम्ररी पुरै थाहा छैन तर हेरेको अनुसारमा चाहिँ नि it's improved a lot. Do I think there's a lot of work to be done? Yes. Do I wish that the designers here looked outside of India? You know, do I wish the designers looked abroad and do I wish like, you know, Nepalma basera sano I wish they didn't think like that. I wish they went like their mind and imagination soared because now the, you know, Google, internet and everything you have access to it. So, but having said that, I feel so good when I see all these designers, their boutiques and their things and their Instagram and everything. Sometimes I run into it and sometimes my friends are wearing it. It's really hopeful. It's really amazing that, you know, for me to, it wasn't that long ago when I left Nepal to study fashion, and to see that now there was one me and there are so many of you now. You know, so which means for the next generation, there's going to be even more. You know, so listen, I just followed my dream. You know, I just followed my dream. I just didn't know how else to be but myself. You know, and so I've reached it. So I wish you the best. Give me a hug.
Thank you so much.
Can I ask another question? We are so much keen of
Oh, sure. But I just want to make sure that we get to everyone, though.
Okay, and last question.
Okay, sure.
So, are you planning to establish a fashion college Nepalma pani? So we are hoping for that.
You know, there is a lot of dreams and desires to be successful, make money and everything, not because I want this fanciest thing in life. I really don't have any much desires about all that stuff. Like, I want certain things in life for myself, that's there. But what I want to give, I have a notion, I always say this, the absolute truth about our life is the impermanence of it. We all are going to go away. You can't take anything with you. So what I want to be able to do is give back, leave something. So if I don't know what I'll be able to do or not, leave any kind of stuff behind. But the goal is to, that's why हाम्रो फाउन्डेसनबाट आर्टलाई सपोर्ट गर्ने पनि त्यही नै हो. केही गरेर छोडेर जाने इच्छा चाहिँ छ.
This is a conversation about sexuality, patriarchy, and gender equality. So, how will we, establish gender equality and make feminism a good idea and smash the patriarchy, as you say, if feminism right now has become such an unpopular opinion and most of the males see feminism as something that's against men, as something that's man-hating, when it is absolutely not. When it is actually something, that's for everyone.
Of course,
Yeah, so how do we get that message across? Because every time I try to talk about feminism to anyone, be it males or females, they're just completely against that idea. They're just like, I support gender rights, but I'm not a feminist. I don't know how and why that's become such an unpopular idea. And obviously about sexuality, I mean, I'm so sorry. On paper, Nepal has one of the best rights for, the LGBTQ community.
Yes, yeah.
But socially, there is absolutely no acceptance at all. People don't even talk about it, much less accept it. So how do you think we can change that?
Yeah. Let me start by saying I'm not an expert at gender studies. I'm not an expert at LGBTQ rights, and I'm not an. So what I'm saying is what I feel and what I think. Any man. Let me start by saying I'm a feminist and a very proud one. Okay, let me just start by that, okay? So for me, that's how I grew up. I grew up with a mother who's one. I grew up with a sister who's one. I'm surrounded by women who are like that. So for me, what I pretty much earlier understood was women's rights are human rights, as Hillary Clinton said a long time back, and it is truly that. Any man who feels that, they're being attacked, or because a woman says she is a feminist, or a man says he is a feminist, is simply because of their insecurity. We don't have time for that. We don't have time to cater to that. They can deal with the insecurity. We march on. That's what it is. Right now in America, the president is a prime case and prime example of what an insecure man is, okay? Like it or not, okay? That's what it is. So what we fight there is simply this idea of human rights, okay? We need to, first of all, I always feel like we can't attack people, but we need to have a conversation. As a man, and I decades, हजारौं वर्षसम्म हामीले चाहिँ नि हामी मान्छेहरूलाई भान्सामा बस यो गर यो नगर यो लुगा लगा यो नगर यसो लगाएपछि केटाहरूले रेप गर्छ यसो गरेन भने यसो हुन्छ भने हामीले डिक्टेट गर्यौं हाम्रो पालो सिद्धियो हाम्रो काम भनेको अब चाहिँ नि सुन्ने मात्रै हो सुन्ने सिक्ने अनि बल्ल गर्ने we have to give we have to make ways for women there's no doubt about that हैन त्यो गरेको खण्डमा के हुन्छ भने हामीलाई पनि फाइदा नै हो जब वुमेनहरु एलजीबीटीक्यू राइट्स को हुन्छ नि प्रगति हुन्छ त्यसमा नै त्यसबाट हाम्रो पनि प्रगति हुन्छ संसारकै प्रगति हुन्छ going back to sexuality sexual orientation LGBTQ rights I'm a gay man and a proud one very one okay I have always been because I've had that support okay being gay, homosexuality is an essence of who I am. It is because of that I think differently. It was because of that I was told I was different. It is because of that I do things like this. It's simple that, okay? So for me, any label that is given to you, you know, whether if you wear short dresses, they'll say, oh, you're a slut. If somebody, you know, like if a guy dresses doesn't conform to the masculine idea of what a guy should look like, taka. You know, all those words should be empowering to us because it is the words that's thrown at us. It is what empowers us. It's what makes us different. That is why we do things differently. It is as simple as that. So त्यही नै हो के छ भने हाम्रो तर्फबाट भन्ने one person at a time. You can change a thing. I know के भन्छ नि के अरे you can take something to a well or you can't make them drink it हुन्छ नि त्यस्तै हो के हाम्रो तर्फबाट चाहिँ नि आफैले नै हो represent गर्न सक्नुपर्ने मैले त के सोचेको थिएँ भने मैले सुरुमै I'm different. Everything that I do, it doesn't fit into the norm of the society. It doesn't agree to what people want a guy to look like and what a guy to be. So I said, I'm going to do what I want to do with absolute passion and love and everything, and I'll try to do my best. And things started to happen because I was true to myself. I wasn't hiding. I wasn't, you know, ashamed of it. But I also had a strong mother. You know, I had a strong mother. I had a strong sister, like my brother-in-law. When I came out to him, he was just like, what is the big deal? You know, I was surrounded by that. I was fortunate, and I know that. So that's what it is. Be your authentic self. Don't give up the fight. You cannot. Yeah.
First of all, I just can't believe I'm talking to you, Anita. And I just want to let you know, my English is very bad, so my question will be in Nepali, you know.
Take that.
Okay, yeah, you are inspiration for many, and you shouldn't say anything because your designs, your creativity, your work speaks everything. Because
thank you.
Action speaks louder than words, you know. I just want to ask one question, and I just want to talk about the beauty pageant in Nepal. Comparatively पहिलेको तुलनामा मिस नेपाल भयो र अरू ब्युटी पेजेन्टहरू मिस्टर नेपाल त्यति साह्रो पपुलर छैन किन हो त्यो मलाई थाहा भएन किनकि सबैको आँखा अफ कोर्स फिमेलमै जान्छ अनि पहिलेको
Or maybe they're not. No, forget it. Go on.
Okay.
I shouldn't get in trouble for this.
Yeah.
Go on, yeah.
कम्पेरेटिभली पहिलेको तुलनामा एकदमै धेरै डेभलप भइसकेको छ हरेक कुराहरू इभन आवर मिस नेपाल इन्टरनेसनल पेजेन्टमा लाइक मिस युनिभर्स एन्ड मिस वर्ल्ड मिस ग्रान्ड इन्टरनेसनल एन्ड मेनी अदर्स नेपाल कन्ट्रीलाई आफ्नो कल्चरलाई एकदमै राम्रो तरिकाले रिप्रेजेन्ट गर्नुहुन्छ यु नो एन्ड वी रियली फिल प्राउड अबाउट द्याट एन्ड आई अल्सो फिल प्राउड फर यु एन्ड वाट माई क्वेसन इज नेपाली फेसन डिजाइनरहरूले त हाम्रो मिस नेपालहरूको लागि इन्टरनेसनल पेजेन्टमा आफ्नो कन्ट्रीलाई रिप्रेजेन्ट गर्नको लागि गाउनहरू डिजाइन गरिसक्नु भयो सो वेन आर यु गोइङ टु डिजाइन अ गाउन फर आवर मिस नेपाल इज इट पोसिबल
Is it possible?
Yeah, so
yes,
what?
it is. It is possible. I'll tell you the truth. के छ भने I don't know much about the beauty pageants here, completely honestly. You know, त्यसपछि मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्छ भने I have a mixed feelings about beauty pageants, to be completely honest. You know, मेरो विचारमा चाहिँ जबसम्म इन्टरनेसनल ब्युटी पेजेन्टलाई को चेन्ज हुँदैन जसरी सोसाइटीमा हामी मान्छेहरूको राइट्स र डिमान्ड्सको चेन्ज हुन्छ त्यसरी नै ब्युटी पेजेन्टको रिफ्लेक्ट हुन थालेपछि देन आई थिङ्क आई बी इन्ट्रेस्टेड हुन्छ नि अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ कहिले कस्तो लाग्छ भने it's who are the judges, who are the deciding factors, you know, are these girls making their own decision त्यो एउटा कुरा छ हैन बट तर नेपालको उसमा हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मलाई खुसी लाग्छ उहाँहरूले गएर हुन्छ नि उहाँ बोल्नुहुन्छ आफ्नो भाषामा बोल्नुहुन्छ उहाँले रिप्रेजेन्ट गर्नुहुन्छ अनि मलाई कति चाहिँ नि आउँछ कि यस्तै कुरा सोधिरहेको हुन्छ के अरे कहिले नेपाली मिस नेपालहरूलाई लगाइदिने डिजाइन गरिदिने मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्छ भने सबै नै मैले नै गरेँ भने गर्नुको सट्टामा यहाँ नेपालमा बसेका डिजाइनर्सहरू एक्सट्रिमली ट्यालेन्टेड डिजाइनर्स होइन एक्सट्रिमली ट्यालेन्टेड उहाँहरूलाई पनि त प्लेटफर्म चाहियो उहाँहरूलाई पनि के मैले मात्रै गर्ने होइन मैले मात्रै त्यो हडपेर त रमाइलै भएन अनि मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो खुसी लाग्छ भने जब कहिलेकाहीँ हेर्छु मिस नेपालहरूको यस्तो राम्रो लगाउँदा कसले बनाएको भन्दा ओ वाउ यो डिजाइनर पनि रहेछ भन्ने एउटा हुन्छ नि किनभने मैले नेपाल छोडेर फेसन डिजाइनिङ पढ्न जाँदाखेरि कोही पनि थिएनन् अहिले फर्केर आउँदाखेरि यतिजना देख्दाखेरि मलाई खुसी लाग्छ त्यही भएर उहाँहरूलाई हुन्छ नि इट्स गुड फर देम
के नेपालको जनजातिहरू धेरै छ होइन अनि तिनीहरूको आफ्नै पोसाकहरू पनि छ है अनि तपाईँ आफै जनजाति पनि पर्नुहुन्छ है अनि नेपालको पोसाकको फ्युजन र उताको पोसाकको त्यो फ्युजन गरेर नेपाललाई अझ चिनाउन चाहिँ सक्दैन एउटा क्वेसन है अर्को क्वेसन चाहिँ इफ आई वर गे देन वुड यु डेट विथ मी कसैले प्रपोजै गर्दैन सो आई वान्टेड टु नो द्याट एम आई एलिजिबल अर नट
If I was single, everyone is a possibility. How about that? All right? Everyone is. Going back to the first question, fusion गर्नु भने मेरो कलेक्सनमा जहिले पनि त्यही हुन्छ तर एउटा कुरा के भन्छु नि मेरो आइडेन्टिटी अब सबैले चिन्नुहुन्छ प्रबल गुरुङ भनेर हैन तर मेरो जिन्दगीमा सबैभन्दा ठुलो प्रोत्साहन इन्स्पिरेसन मेरो मुवा दुर्गा राणाको छोरी हैन अनि राणाको छोरी गुरुङसँग बिहा गरेको तपाईहरुले बुझ्नु भयो होला इट वाज लङ टाइम ब्याक so imagine all the struggle that came through that friction came us right so I'm always constantly inspired by this idea of fusion because what I believe is two different ideas two different opposing ideas when they come together that's when magic happens when similar minds come together no, I'm not saying always, but oftentimes when similar idea, like-minded idea, progress doesn't happen. That's what I feel. It's like the friction of different ideas that creates something new.
My question is more into social flash than the personal one.
Go ahead.
So, do you think women in Nepal are lagging behind because just of the patriotic society, or it's because women themselves are foes of women? They are being foes of women because we see at times women they don't really support women because घरमै हेर्नु पर्दाखेरि आमाहरूले नै छोरीहरूलाई बाहिर नजाऊ भन्छ अहिले मेरै आमाले थाहा पाउनु भयो भने म 7 साढे 7 बजेसम्म यहाँ छु भनेर मलाई गाली खान्छ my home is just around the place and you see that women are अब आफै अब महिला सिट्स बसमा महिला सिटमा पाल्छ भने आफू बस्छन् अब अरू कोही मैले आयो भने आफूभन्दा ठुलो उठ्दैन या कोही बच्चा लिएर पुरुष नै आइपुग्नु भयो भने त्यो सिटमा उठ्दैन so is it because women are being forced to women themselves we are lagging behind or is it just the patriarchy society thinking of that what do you think
so whatever I say is not the absolute truth it is I'm extremely aware so going back to your question about why are women lagging behind is simply because of lack of opportunities the opportunities that has been shielded to them by men it's simple as that okay women are forced to as you're saying women I don't want to get into this narrative of like that has been set by the society that is usually men, privileged men, telling this story about that exact narrative what you're saying about women don't support each other. If you look at the Me Too movement, if you look at any feminist movement, if you look at anything that is happening, it's women supporting women. Okay, so that is not the prime reason women are lagging behind. It is the lack of education, lack of opportunities. Women aren't dependent on that. Till men realize that in order for a society to improve, the world to progress, that women have to have equal power. Equal the seat at the table, decision-making table ma kunai pani government hoस् कि कुनै पनि बिजनेसहरुमा 12 जना बोर्ड मेम्बर छ भने 6 जना त्यहाँ आइने हुनै पर्छ that is the only way progress is going to be and the progress also not only 6 women minority communities you know Dalit hoस् कि LGBTQ community ko hoस् कि that is when progress is going to happen I don't want to comment on this like you know women not supporting women because I don't know all I have seen in my life is women supporting women so we're lagging it's simply it's not we the world is lagging it is a patriarchal world you know whose equation is being questioned right now the world is lagging behind this idea and the notion you know, of like women needing power. And oftentimes there are women who like, you know, support these men in power because the close proximity to that power makes them powerful. So that is the only reason sometimes women perhaps don't support, is the privileged women with their access to a powerful man makes them feel powerful. Well, the reality is they're not powerful. It's a fake proximity, fake idea of power. So the minute it changes, we have to empower, educate our girls, our women, and that is the only way you can change it.
तपाईले अघि नै भन्नुभयो हैन जस्तै तपाई पनि स्कुलमा हुँदाखेरि used to do sketch a lot in paper in copies, you know, and I'm glad there is something similar between you and me, right? I have spent lots of copy doing like that, and I just have this simple question: how it feels to you when you turn तपाईले आफ्नो पहिलो स्केचलाई कपडामा बदल्दाखेरि how was the feeling?
Thing in common that we have is just not just us sketching, it's our human bond. Let me just start with that, okay? That's what it is. The very fact that we are that, and the very fact that we're from the same place, you know, we're Nepali, that's our connection. And the very fact that you understand and appreciate art is our connection. For me, the first time I sketched something and that turned into is the same feeling that I still get when I have an idea, when I doodle, then it turns into a sketch, then it turns into a muslin, then it turns into an actual garment, then in walks, let's say Bella or Gigi, you know, she walks in, you put it on that, and you know, then they walk, not in the show, like in the showroom, they go back and forth, and I'm looking at it. It is the single most gratifying thing in the whole world. I cannot even tell you. The very fact that I can dream, that I can imagine something in my head, sketch it out, and someone is wearing it, you know, and someone is walking, bringing it to life. It is
Magical?
It's magical. It is better than sex. Sorry, but yeah, so that's what it is. I'm sorry if it's inappropriate if there are kids here, but you better get used to it, yeah.
पहिलो भनेको चाहिँ हार्वे इन्स्टाइनदेखि स्टार्ट भएको मिटु मुभमेन्ट नेपाल जस्तो प्याट्रियार्कल अनि तपाईको अलि कन्जर्भेटिभ सोसाइटीमा सम्म आइपुग्दा चाहिँ ग्लोबल फेसनले त्यसलाई कसरी हेरिरहेछ पहिलो हजुर दोस्रो भनेको प्राय तपाईको डिजाइनहरु चाहिँ अलि एक्सपेन्सिभ भएको प्राय कम्प्लेन आइरहेछ बियोन्सकै डिजाइन त्यसको लुगाको मूल्य चाहिँ झन्डै 1.5 लाख पर्न आउँछ हेर्दाखेरि थर्ड कन्ट्रीको मिडल क्लासहरुलाई चाहिँ अलि सस्तो मूल्यमा चाहिँ पहिरनहरु प्राप्त गर्नको लागि तपाईको पहल के हुन्छ सेकेन्ड र थर्ड भनेको यदि नेपालमा चाहिँ कसैले तपाईले डिजाइन गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने कुन आइकन्स र सेलेब्सलाई तपाईले चाहनुहुन्छ
Okay, the Me Too movement, हैन तपाईले जुन हार्वी वाइन्स्टाइन देखि त्यो भन्नुभयो नि, let me make it very clear. Me Too movement was started by Tarana Burke, a black woman, okay, long time back. So it got into a movement, it started gaining momentum because white women started talking about it. So there is a disparity always. So I just want to acknowledge it was a black woman, a minority woman who started this movement. You know? We need to figure that out. Fashion industry, it started already. I know it is an important movement. It is a movement that is, you know, going back to a question, it is challenging the patriarchal system of the society. So मेरो तर्फबाट हाम्रो तर्फबाट like industry is very open to it. So I don't know what else much I can say. The second question तपाईले जुन भन्नुभयो त्यो महँगोको कुरा चाहिँ नि के छ भने मैले अघि नै भने जस्तै मेरो पनि मामाहरु सबैजना आफ्नो गार्मेन्ट इन्डस्ट्री भएकै मान्छेहरु नै हो हैन उहाँहरूले सस्तो लुगाहरु बेचेर मास मार्केटमा गर्ने नेपालको लुगा भन्ने बित्तिकै मास मार्केटमै जाने हो सबै त्यो मात्रै थियो मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्यो नि मैले चाहिँ हैन म चाहिँ नि एक्सपेन्सिभ नै क्वालिटीको नै बनाउँछु क्वालिटीकै गर्छु किनभने मलाई चाहिँ नि कम्पिट global designers French designers Italian designers American designers Japanese also compete गर्ने यो सब कन्टिनेन्ट एसियाको मात्रै हैन कि संसारभरिकै गर्नलाई त्यसको लागि एउटा क्वालिटी चाहिने थियो अनि मेरो 90% लुगा चाहिँ नि अमेरिकामै बनाउँछु हैन अनि स्वेटर्सहरू चाहिँ नेपालमा पनि बनाउँछु त्यही तपाईँहरुकै जस्तै कम्प्लेन सुनेर मैले कति अगाडि मैले टार्गेटसँग कोलाबोरेसन पनि गरेको थिएँ हैन अझै समय अझै छ धैर्यतासँग बस्नुस् हैन त्यसले चाहिँ अनि गरौँ and the third question was what
कसलाई नेपालमा चाहिँ
ए नेपाली आइकन
लास्ट टाइम चाहिँ तपाईले प्रियङ्का कार्की भन्नुभएको थियो हैन
ए हजुर मलाई चाहिँ नि कस्तो लाग्छ भने बोय
लास्ट टाइम चाहिँ तपाईँले मसँगै प्रियङ्का कार्की भन्नुभएको
हजुर
थियो
wait why are you guys laughing होइन मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्छ भने एनी नाम लिन चाहनुहुन्न किनभने मलाई किन मेरो नाम किन नल्या भोलि आउँछ मेसेज होइन त्यही भएर चाहिँ नि एनी इन्डिपेन्डेन्ट स्ट्रङ माइन्डेड विलफुल woman who's questioning and challenging the patriarchal system is an inspiration for me.
क्रेजी रिच एसियन्स रिलिज भए पछाडि तपाईँले अक्वा फिल्म लगायतको सेलिब्रिटीहरूलाई लिएर डाइभर्सिटीको कुरा उठाउनु भएको थियो ट्विटर मार्फत खास गरी तपाईँले पछिल्लो समय जुन परम्परागत न्यारेटिभ भइरहेछ नि मुभी मेकिङमा पनि आफ्टर क्रेजी रिच एसियन्स पछाडिको त्यो डाइभर्सिटीको न्यारेटिभ र कन्टेन्टलाई कसरी लिनुहुन्छ
So Crazy Rich Asians, I'm sure, I don't know how many guys you saw it, होइन के भयो भने मलाई चाहिँ नि Crazy Rich Asians त्यो हुने बित्तिकै वार्नर ब्रदर्स स्टुडियोले मलाई चाहिँ नि के भन्यो 6 महिना अगाडि नै मलाई र 2-3 जनालाई बोलाएर देखाएपछि मैले नै के भने मेरो अरू एसियन डिजाइनर्सहरूलाई के गर्यो भने वी निड टु सपोर्ट दिस किन भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो यहाँ नेपालमा पनि संसारभरि नै आर्यन फिचर्स भन्छ नि अलिकति नाक आँखा ठुलो नाक सर्लक्क परेको त्यस्तो त्यो बाहुन छेत्री भन्छौँ नि हामी उहाँहरूको फिचर्सहरूलाई चाहिँ नि युरोपियन फिचर्सहरूलाई चाहिँ नि हाम्रो संसारले बढी महत्त्व दिन्छ राम्रो र नराम्रो राम्रोमा तुलना गर्छ तर मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्थ्यो भने ग्रोइङ अप आई डिडन्ट लुक लाइक द्याट यु नो मेरो मुवा चाहिँ नि राणा मेरो बुवा गुरुङ म त मिक्स होइन खच्चड भन्छ नि मिक्स होइन त्यो भयो हुँदाखेरि के भयो भने मेरो मुवाको तर्फबाट चाहिँ नि म देखेन उहाँको फ्यामिलीहरू अनि उहाँको फ्यामिलीहरू कसैबाट पनि राम्रो लाग्दैन थियो होइन तर आफूलाई चाहिँ नि मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्थ्यो भने मलाई त आफूलाई राम्रो लाग्ने पहिलेदेखि होइन आफूलाई no to be completely honest what I thought was I'm good enough the world hasn't seen it the way I see myself the world hasn't seen it अनि के भयो भने what I realized was म्यागजिन्सहरू हेऱ्यो हिरो हिरोइन पनि त्यस्तै हुन्छ नि आर्यन फिचर्स जे पनि त्यसो हुँदाखेरि मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्यो भने जब यो क्रेजी रिच एसियन्स अमेरिका जस्तो ठाउँमा हुन्छ नि कहिले सेलिब्रेट एसियन्सहरू भनेको कम्प्युटर नर्ड अकाउन्टेन्ट त्यसको रोल गर्नेहरू फुल फ्लेज्ड हिरो हिरोइन भएर खेलेको एन्ड लेट मी जस्ट से हुने बित्तिकै मैले चाहिँ नि फेसन इन्डस्ट्रीको सबैलाई के गरेँ भने लेट्स होस्ट दिस I was the one. I went out and reached to everyone, wrote to each and everyone. I got them all there and we hosted it. It became a big movement. And not because of me and not because of us. It is the most successful romantic comedy in 10 years. You know, so it talks about representation, it talks about beauty, it talks about breaking the norms of what it means to be good looking.
My thing is a big thank you to you because a lot of students are there who are willing to study fashion designing and there's so much craze about it and the big problem is they can't convince their parents. That's a big question mark. So they come with their parents to me and then I have to counsel and I don't know how to make them convinced. So what I do is I take your name. So a big thank you to you. You have made my job a bit easier.
So
I give your success story and then there are a few students of ours who have a success story. So we give them one. So thank you. That wasn't my question. That was thank you. I owe you.
That's
what I've been saying.
Thank you.
My real question goes now. Okay.
Here's the question.
Sorry, just a quick question. It's just your personal thought, okay? In a stereotype community, there's a majority who thinks in one type, okay? Mostly in narrow-minded country like ours, okay? If you are different, if you are unique, and there's a group who has constantly been pointing finger towards you about your uniqueness, and about you being different. Okay, so there's quite some times now I've been facing those problems.
Okay.
So I don't know why I chose to ask you this, but I'm willing to now. Okay, so when people are pointing questions towards you about your uniqueness and your you being different, what would you do in that situations? Would you defend yourself, or would you choose to ignore? And one thing, there's a note in it, because there's a society who don't want to change their mind, who understand things but they don't want to accept it.
Okay.
In that situation, would you defend yourself or would you choose to ignore?
The counselor as a job is, I think, choosing the right words to describe a person, a society, or a situation is extremely important. Words have power, words have extremely immense impact. So how I look at our society is a society that is content, society that had limited resources, society that had no access. We have to understand all those situations. So why are we the way we are is not because we decided to be. So if you look at all this thing, then you might have, not just you, we all might have a compassion and empathy to understand why the person is not open to this radical idea of being a fashion designer. I don't expect everyone to be that way. Art is a difficult thing to quantify. It's just not in Nepal, it's all over the world. Art, हाम्रो समाजमा के भन्छ, संसारमा के भइसक्यो भने सक्सेस भनेको चीज कति पैसा. Do you make it to the Forbes list? Do you make it to the 30 under 30? Do you make it to kotro ghar, kotro gari? Those are the quantifying things. Art you can't quantify. Emotions you can't quantify. But what it does is, however, I'll tell you, what art does is heals the society. What art does is give us all this. That's what art does. That's what art does is gives us identity, So I want to be able to, your job is to be able to, sorry, I'm not telling you how to do your job. Let me just reiterate that, okay? I'm a little passionate about this, but the thing is, it is important that you let the reluctant parents know that this is also a possibility and not expect them to change their mind. You hope for the best, right? You give them every possible scenario. My story might be an example there, but you can start talking about the heritage, the very land that they're standing on, the very temple that they go to worship, the very, like the museums or anything that they do, the very song that they sing or dance to. It is an art. How it has enhanced their life, that is what we should talk about. That is what we should talk about. And hopefully, and just hopefully, one person's mind will change, and that is a job well done. That's it.
I'm the Miss Nepal Universe for this year, and I will be representing Nepal in Thailand, Bangkok, on December 17th. So I actually wanted to ask you the question the gentleman had already asked, and I listened to your question, and I pondered it as well.
Okay.
You do have a really good reason to let the Nepali designers here design for the Miss Nepals. But my thought was, they have been designing for the Nepali Miss Nepals throughout the years. And I think it's time that you also take the step and help Miss Nepals of this year design. Since you haven't really, since the Miss Nepals have already had a chance to work with domestic designers, perhaps this year you would be willing or open to the idea of helping design for us.
Okay, sure. I'm going to answer your question with a question. Okay, so can you tell me, Miss Nepal, how did you decide and why did you decide to take part in Miss Nepal, first of all, right? And truly from your heart, what do you hope to achieve?
Well, hello. My journey to Miss Nepal was that of serendipity. It wasn't intentional, but it happened. And I'm glad it happened because after winning the Miss Nepal Universe crown, I realized the position that I'm in, the responsibilities on what I can achieve, not just as an individual, but as a citizen of Nepal and as a representative of Nepal. When I go to the international stage, I feel that there is a way for me to make Nepal noticed, even in the beauty pageant world, which isn't really big or isn't that understood in Nepal, like unlike the other countries. But I feel that this year, we Miss Nepals, we're very determined when we have a goal in mind. If it's not to win the crown, it's to make an impact, to make sure that Nepal is noticed. We want to be the pride of Nepal. We have already the daughters and we've already made them proud, but we want to make sure that the international stage knows what Nepal is and what Nepali women can achieve. And for that reason, I'm trying to get you to help us in our mission, in our journey to our respective international pageants.
Okay. I do hope with that answer you do win Miss Universe, right?
Yes, Miss Universe.
Yeah, so why don't we talk after? Yeah? Oh, that's not a promise, just to let you know. But I want to talk. Yeah.
Thank you everyone for these amazing questions, these amazing thoughts. It's been so, I think, important. हामीले usually यस्तो खाले कुराकानी प्रबल सिरियस कन्फरेन्स हलभित्र होइन अथवा मिटिङ रुमभित्र मात्रै बसेर गर्छौँ होला, तर यसरी पब्लिकमा आएर तपाईँले यसरी ओपनली सबै समक्ष यो कुराहरू गर्ने एउटा वातावरण बनाउनलाई हामीलाई पनि अवसर दिनुभएको छ.
So basically, I wanted to do this. पहिला पनि गरेको थिएँ, तर it was ticketed, shows and everything. I wanted it to be a public, open for all because I really want to take a moment and really thank each and every one of you. I know I don't know you all personally. It's the love that I get from all of you, whether it's through social media, Instagram, DMs, everything. I may not answer, I read it all, okay? I read it all. So I just wanted to be able to give back and really, really, truly express my gratitude. It's a heartfelt one. It's a one that keeps me going. It's the one that inspires me. So thank you very, very much.